Good morning, YouTube. This video, I'm following up on the video I just did a little while ago on moveon.org, organizing groups around the country. And I wanted to read a portion of the book of Nehemiah, chapter 4, and show the parallels on what was going on with the resistance of Nehemiah and the people of Israel rebuilding the walls, and what is going on today in our country with the resistance that they met then and the resistance that we will be meeting now as we try to rebuild the walls of the United States of America. There was opposition to the rebuilding, just like there's opposition now, and now we're seeing groups like Move On, and there'll be others that follow them in the days and weeks to come, leading up to the inauguration, of just how bad Donald Trump is and just how bad his views are and the views of where he wants to take America. And so as these misguided, many of them evil groups continue with their dissension, continue with their abuse of everyday Americans and pushing their views on people rather than making people make their own decisions, let's look at what chapter 4 of the book of Nehemiah says. When Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, he became angry and was greatly incensed. Keep these words in mind as we think about what's going on today. He ridiculed the Jews, and in the presence of his associates and the army of Samaria, he said, "What are those feeble Jews doing? Will they restore their wall? Will they offer sacrifices? Will they finish in a day? Can they bring the stones back to life from the heaps of rubble, burned as they are?" Our country is in heaps of rubble, just like Israel was then. Tobiah the Ammonite, another dissenter, who was at his side, said, "What they are building, if even a fox climbed on it, it would break down their wall of stones." So ridicule, being ridiculed, that's what you're seeing today. Nehemiah says this, Hear us, O our God, for we are despised. Turn their insults back on their own heads. Give them over as plunder in a land of captivity. Do not cover up their guilt or blot out their sins from your sight, for they have thrown insults in the face of the builders. And that is our prayer. Nehemiah chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. Verse 6 continues, "So we rebuilt the wall till all of it reached half its height, for the people worked with all their heart." The people came together and worked with all their heart. That's what has to happen here. "But when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, the Ammonites, and the men of Ashdod heard that the repairs to Jerusalem's walls had gone ahead and that the gaps were being closed, they were very angry. They all plotted together to come and fight against Jerusalem and stir up trouble against it, just like's going on now. But we prayed to our God and posted a guard day and night to meet this threat." What'd they do? First, prayed to God Almighty. Second, they took physical action. They posted a guard day and night to meet the threat. Meanwhile, the people in Judah said, "The strength of the laborers is giving out, and there is so much rubble that we cannot rebuild the wall." Also, our enemies said, before they know it or see us, we will be right there among them and will kill them and put an end to their work. Then the Jews who lived near them came and told us, 10 times over, wherever you turn, they will attack us. So the people were scared that the attacks were going to heat up and get more brazen and more deadly. Therefore, listen to what Nehemiah does. "Therefore, I stationed some of the people behind the lowest points of the wall at the exposed places, posting them by families with their swords, spears, and bows." Posted them by families with their swords, spears, and bows. "After I looked things over, I stood up and said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people, "Don't be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, who is great and awesome. And fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes. Keep focus on God, but yet physically be ready to defend." It's basically what he said. When our enemies heard that we were aware of their plot and that God had frustrated it, we all returned to the wall, each to his own work. So God was moving amongst them because they prayed to him and they put him first. From that day on, half of my men did the work, while the other half were equipped with spears, shields, bows, and armor. The officials posted themselves behind all the people of Judah who were building the wall. Those who carried their materials did their work with one hand and held a weapon in the other. And each of the builders wore his sword at his side as he worked, but the men who sounded the trumpet stayed with me. So Nehemiah always had someone ready to sound the trumpet, to give the signals to the people that this or that was going to happen and they needed to mobilize. So he was teaching the people, continue with the work, continue your prayer, understand that God's hand is in this, but don't be naive. We need to be ready physically with armor, spears, bows, and with the trumpet to sound the alarm when something is happening. And that's exactly what we have to do as a nation today to meet this threat that's upon us. It's upon us right now as I speak. And then I said to the nobles, the officials, and the rest of the people, the work is extensive and spread out, and we are widely separated from each other along the wall. Wherever you hear the sound of the trumpet, join us there. Our God will fight for us. Key line here, our God will fight for us. I think we've seen that so far in the election cycle and what happened with the upset of Hillary Clinton, that God's hand is in this and on this country because people are turning to him, turning back to him. So we continued the work with half the men holding spears from the first light of dawn till the stars came out. At that time I also said to the people, "Have every man and his helper stay inside Jerusalem at night, so they can serve as guards by night and workmen by day." Neither I nor my brothers, nor my men, nor the guards with me took off our clothes. Each had his weapon, even when he went for water. So you see, Nehemiah understood the physical threat, and he mobilized the people and organized the people to meet the physical threat. But I think bigger than that, the message is that he knew God's hand was in the work that was going on, the rebuilding of the wall. And that was the primary point. So God's hand was in it. The prayers of the people were focused on God first, but physically they understood that they still had to take a part, do their part, and organize and build in such a way that they were going to protect one another as well and not lose anybody. So that's the message today. As we go about rebuilding our country, it's not about hating other groups of people. It's about enforcing the laws of the country. It's about understanding that we have to rebuild our infrastructure. We have to get out of bad treaties. We have to disassemble everything that's been assembled to destroy us as a nation, as a godly nation. And we have to put God first. He has to be in the mix always. And so with these groups gathering against us, this is nothing new. This has happened time and time again over the centuries. And this is the book of Nehemiah gives a great example of this and how the threat was met. God's hand is in it. God's hand is on our country, but we need to stay focused on him and put him first continually. Not let our guard down at this point. And like Nehemiah, we need to physically be ready to meet any threat that comes upon us. And that's the message today. God bless. Take care. Make it a great week. Stay ready. Stay alert. Put God first. Continue in prayer. Anthony signing off. God bless.